Hey guys, on this episode of Everything 101, I'm changing my guitar strings. Thought I'd show you how to change yours at the same time. That's on this episode. Let's get to it. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Everything 101, the guitar lesson series. So it is time for me to change the strings on my acoustic guitar. I personally don't like to go more than a month with the same strings. I know some people change them every 2 weeks. They just, it's up to you. But you'll notice that your strings start to get that discolored look. They get darker and they're not as bright looking as they were when you first put them on. And they also sound more dull. And sometimes you don't realize it until you put new strings on and then you go, whoa, that sounds amazing. And you don't realize the difference that new strings will make. All right, well, let's jump right into it. I've got some tools that I brought with me. First of all, got my new strings. I just took them out of the package. They're still wound up. We'll unwind those in a second. But I like to use light gauge strings personally. That's just my preference. Some people like medium, heavier gauge strings. That's cool. I also have wire cutters. So I'll need those in just a minute when I put the new strings on. I also have a little guitar tool, that you use to tune. You put the tuner on there and then you wind your strings up. We're going to use this actually for a different purpose though. And I have a drill. This drill is just a little standard handheld battery powered drill, screwdriver, whatever you want to use it for. And I bought this little tool, and this tool is it's made to go around your tuners so that you can tighten your strings and loosen them very quickly and very easily. So we're going to be using that today. All right, the first thing we want to do is take off the old strings. I'm going to start right here with the biggest string. So I'm going to put my tuner, what do you want to call it? The little mechanism I got to take them off quickly with my drill. All right, and so that's just taking them right off. See what, these things, I think I might have paid about $14 for this little tool, and it was so worth it. Go to the next one. All right, that's good enough. And the next one, this will be the D string, and that's almost half of them. Okay, go to the other side. Two more. We almost got it. All right, almost there. Last one. I usually pluck the string with this hand just because I want, make sure when you're starting out to take them off, you want to make sure you're turning your drill the right way. All right, now, next thing you want to do is take the old strings off right here. I'm going to go ahead and tell you to be super careful because you can definitely hurt yourself because these strings on the ends of them, especially the E string, the B string, the higher ones, these things will poke into your skin without much trouble at all. It will draws blood from you before you know it. So be very careful. Sometimes you might have to kind of turn the knob a little bit just to get it in a direction that's easy to remove. In this case, pretty easy, and that one was easy. The last one, there we go. All right, that's all the strings removed from this side. Now I'm going to go to this. Most people look at this as a guitar tuner. They put it on their tuner and then they wind their strings up because see, this turns. It just winds them up. So you can do it like this. That's one way to put your strings on, take them off, okay? If you like to sit there and wind, that's okay. But you'll notice here at the top, there's actually a little ridge. That ridge is made to take your pegs out like this. You just push it under and lift the peg. So it's like a little plastic crowbar almost, just lifting out your pegs. Okay, so I'm just going to lay these out in order to the side and putting them one by one, starting from the lowest to highest. You know, you say, well, do you have to put them in order? Well, not necessarily, but you know, the peg is kind of used to that size string already, so I just typically do this, wind them up, and then can easily dispose of them. All right, we're just going to put those to the side. Now it's time to lay out our brand new strings. Now on the package, you're always going to see a label telling you what string is what. But honestly, you can look and see the biggest one, and you know that's your low sounding E string. And then you can see the next biggest one, you know that's your low sounding A string down there. So I'm going to put the peg in. Now, one thing I want to show you about putting this peg in. Okay, when you put the peg in, you put the string into the hole and put your peg in. Sometimes your peg will get kind of caught and it'll be stuck, and then you start to tighten it up and it goes and it breaks through, and then it slides up, and then all of a sudden your string goes down way and you have to keep on tightening. So you want to just put it right inside there and then push the peg down past it and just kind of pull this string back up tight. So you want the peg to go, here's the end of the string, you want the peg to go past it and then pull it up like that. All right, so that's the idea there. All right, now next we're going to put the A string in. Same thing, I'm just going to put it right inside there, push the peg past it. All right, now I'm going to take my D string, and I actually just threw the little strings off the table accidentally with these. So I'm going to have to get those in just a second. So I'm going to put the D in, push the peg, just put it right inside there, push the peg past it. There we go. Now the G. Okay. So let me get my strings. Okay, got them. All right, maybe I won't drop anything else. All right, so now we've got our B string and our final high E string. Okay, so push that in, push this in, and we are good to go. We've got all of our strings attached down here, the lower end of the guitar. All right, now I'm going to put the strings in on this end. I don't want to put the string in so that it goes outside the peg and winds in. I want to make sure it goes up the line of the neck of the guitar and then in to the peg, whichever side. So I'm going to put the low E string in through here. And now I'm going to put this string in until I have a few inches. That's really all I need, is a couple of inches up like this. I'm going to put the string under itself, and I'm going to wind it around and just tighten it. And that's really all I need to do. Okay, now let's flip our drill the opposite direction, and all I got to do is tighten it up. All right, that's about all we need to do right there. All right, so we're going to repeat this process until we get all 6 in. Okay, now I have all strings attached over here on this end of the guitar. Now, by the way, I've not really bothered to tune up the guitar. I just attached it on this end, made sure it was secure. Attached it on that end, made sure it's secure. I did want to put some tension on it, but I haven't tuned it up. So you can see the E string, you know, it's got some tension on it. So it sounds horrible right now. That's okay. You're gonna have to tune this thing several times. All right, now I've got some wire cutters. I'm just gonna cut the string off so that there's just about 1/4 of an inch left. You don't really need that much left on your strings. And you're good to go. You also don't want those hanging out there sticking you every time you go to tune your guitar or touch the top of your guitar for some reason. You don't want those drawing blood. So there we go. All right, now we've got our strings on. We've got them cut. Thing you want to do now is start tuning the guitar. Tune it. You want to take your strings, pull them up, put some tension on it like this, and make sure you kind of stretch them out a little bit. Tune it again. Stretch them, tune it again. You need to do that a couple of times. You'll probably need to tune it 3 or 4 times really before it starts holding its tune and the stretching process has stopped and then they're pretty stretched out. You'll need to do that until, you know, probably tune it 4 times or so, maybe more, depending on your guitar. But that's how you change your strings. And at some point, I'll change strings on an electric, show you how that works as well, because it really depends on the electric guitar, how you need to thread the strings in. Some of the older model ones are just completely different. So anyway, but that's how you do it on an acoustic guitar. Classical guitars are a little different. You have to tie those down here. So if you have a guitar that has the big nylon strings on it, and you look down here and they don't have pegs that hold them in, they tie up down there. That takes a little bit of you know, figuring out how to do that. So that's different. So maybe we can get to that at some point as well on the channel, show you how to change the strings on that. But that's it for this episode, guys. Hope everybody's doing well, and I wish for you, your family and friends, peace and blessings. I'll see you on the next episode.